Hi class. We're going to take a look at the C# Developing with Class repl class. The first assignment is build the taco price class. In this assignment, you're supplied with a main class that is a tester, and this tester wants to test a taco price class. So we need to create that taco price class. The UML document is provided. I want to open that and make it a little bit larger. So I'm going to duplicate this tab. And then I'm going to view this image. Okay, so looking at this UML diagram, I've got some data fields that are available to the main class and a couple of methods, some data fields that are part of the taco price class, and some constructor methods, a toString, and then some calculation type methods. So we should be able to build that without any problem. Looking at the instructions, I'm going to start at the beginning here. It says you're going to create this taco price comparator. So in the first step, we want to add a new file to the repl project and name it taco price. So do you know how to create a new file? Looking at the repl interface, there's really not too many things to look at. Add new file. Now I'm just going to click this icon to add a new file. It's going to welcome me. All right. Now notice the one that it added was my main, and I need to keep that one. So I'm going to add another new file. And this file1.cs is the one that I'm going to make be my taco price class. I want to rename this. So I'll rename it taco price. Now looking at the tabs in repl, I can go to my main.cs file and my tacoprice.cs file. Now in my taco price class, I want to create that class structure that's shown in that UML diagram. So for our taco price, I'm going to need a few variables. In my class, I'll start out with some data. So I'm going to have a decimal. Remember, these are going to be private. A loonie being the type of currency that they use in Canada. Now I need a decimal value. It's going to be a constant, and this is going to be conversion. We're going to set it equal to the current conversion factor. That's what it says in the instructions. Let's make sure. It says, oh, it says all sorts of things, right? So if I look at my UML diagram, where I saw it says set conversion is a constant value equal to the current conversion rate. Google US dollar to Canadian loonie to get the current conversion rate. So US dollar to Canadian loonie. I left some off, didn't I? Can we find out? Here's one. It says that a Canadian dollar is 1,000 and the US dollar is 751.03. Beware of bad exchange rates. What's that mean? I just want to know this exchange rate. That looks much better. So right now it's 0.744. That ought to work. Now that creates all of the private data fields that I need for my taco price class. I need then a couple of public properties. We're not going to make our conversion rate be a public property because we don't really need to share that with anybody outside of our class. So let's say we're going to have a public decimal dollar price, and this is going to be our property, so we want to make it a getter and setter. When I look at the instructions, I see that there's been a change to repl that's causing some issues here, and it says use properties in the following format. Wow, how handy. Lucky there's been some problems because I can just copy, and paste this. Now that's going to say that if somebody asks for a dollar price variable, we're going to return our dollar price data value. And if they try to set the dollar price property, we'll update our dollar price variable so that we can keep that data under control within our class. Now, that looks good. So I'm going to refer back to my UML diagram. It says that I also need a couple of public properties that are going to be constructors for my taco price class. One is a default no arg constructor. So let's create that first. And then the other one is a constructor that requires the price and the dollar price and the loonie price. The data that's passed to us in our constructor will be used to update the data values in our class. So we'll set our dollar price variable equal to the D price value that's passed to us, and we'll set our loonie price equal to the L price that's passed. Now, if I look at my UML diagram again, I've got my properties created and my constructors. I need to override the toString method to output information about my class. Let me double check on this to see what I'm supposed to do. It says that your toString should create the following output: buy from the American Taco Bell. Well, that's easy enough. So we want a public override. And in our toString, we want to return buy from the American Taco Bell, period. That looks like that should take care of it. And then we had a couple of other methods: get loonie to dollar price and get lower price. It says to add the methods, the toString should return the desired output. Doesn't say much about these. I do see that the get loonie to dollar price is supposed to return a decimal value, as is the get lower price. So let's take a look at those methods. We don't need to create them yet because it says that this get loonie to dollar price can be placed in the class as a template only with a to-do comment as a body. Now, if I'm going to put a to-do in here, that's fine. I'm still going to have to return something, or I will have a problem with my compilation. Get lower price. And this also would have a to-do. Okay, so I've got my class implemented. My main.cs file was already supplied for me as a tester. It creates an instance of the taco price class, passing these values, and then wants you to print out that buy from the American Taco Bell. Notice that that output message is supposed to say that, because that way the repl doesn't have to be concerned about the change in values of the conversion factors. Says that it's really mad at me. Unexpected symbol, CONST in class, struct, or interface member declaration. In my taco price file on line 5, or yeah, looks like line 5. Sure enough, there's my constant. I'll put that keyword constant before the value decimal. I was trying to be sneaky there. Now I have another one that's on the same line. So we're going to assume that's part of the same problem. Let's try to run again. Ooh, now it's really mad. Literal of type double cannot be implicitly converted to type decimal. Should have looked it up, huh? Oh, that looks better. Now we've got one more. This is on line 5 again for our constant. So again, we need to add the M to say that this is a money or a decimal value. And finally, we're coming out with the right output. So our main is issuing a command to create a new instance of our taco price class. We create that instance, and then we do a write line statement to print out its string equivalent, which is generated from the toString method. So everything looks good. I'm going to go ahead and run my tests and make sure it matches, and then submit it.